G'day and welcome back to Down the Shed with Byron. And in this episode, I'd like to share a little bit about Demolition Derby in Western Australia. Well, this year's Demolition Derby that was held down in Mount Barker, Western Australia, was a ripper. We had roughly 35 cars participate, and I was lucky enough to be the first one out. Dirty thumbs up. Oh man, ended up just being a cam angle sensor, which I worked out a little bit later. So now she's good to go for the next derby. Now you might be asking, when is that next derby? And I happened to speak to a bloke called Michael from the Perth Motorplex, and he gave us a little bit of a word of possibly they're talking about having one at the Perth Motorplex. But unfortunately, they're talking about doing it in April, which Mount Barker Speedway have organised for the 18th of April 2026 to have another Demolition Derby down there. And at the moment, as far as I know, we've got about 30 people keen to go down to Mount Barker, and I know that I've got roughly 14 cars-ish ready to go, ready-ish to go, which will be another ripper weekend down in Mount Barker. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Perth Motorplex can do it in March or even February, January maybe. If I find out any of that information, I will share it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and anyone that is keen for a Perth Motorplex Demolition Derby, yeah, let us know. And I've been speaking to Andy down in Mount Barker about what we're going to do and what we're trying to plan for the Derby again. Mainly, it's going to be banger racing for the first how many laps till we're down to the last 10 cars. But this time, we're going to push out a track that when we get down to those last 10 cars, put the yellow light on or something, push a tyre out, get those 10 cars to pull in, push the next tyre out, then bang, it's on, arena style. So that way it's more instantaneous instead of last year. There's a couple little hold-ups which sort of delayed some things, which hey, you don't have control on everything. So we're going to ask for some more volunteers. So if you are interested in helping down at the Speedway, just yell out and yeah, give us a hand, because we're going to need, like, obviously the water cart dude, he's a legend. We need him to do a couple of laps first up. We're going to need people that are judging on the outside, so if we've got some judges and etc, etc. Now you may see the 3 Demolition Derby cars here. Have I got a story for you? So the big fella is going to be old enough to participate. Now this is Daz's old car, needs a bit of love to get it going again, but the big fella wants to run this, because Dazza, he wants to go and buy a European car, Volvo, BMW or something, to just try something different in a derby. I'm like, okay. So we've also got number 4 car going again. Now if you remember this from back in the day, that was the one that my dad had his first Demolition Derby in. Got bogged in the corner with a flat tyre. Then we gave it to my mate James, and he participated in 2 other derbies in it and got 4th and mid-range. So we're going to send Grandpa back out in that. So we've got the big fella, myself, and Safety Grandpa. And if you follow my channel, you'll know my mate DJ from Automotive Carnage. He is dead set keen to get his son and dad to come out with us. We didn't have to say much to his dad. It's like, Dad, you want to do a derby? Yes. Okay. So DJ's old man, he's going to participate. So we've got DJ's dad, DJ, his boy. Then I spoke to my mate Bo from the Dodgy Bros, and he's trying to, I think he was trying to work out if he can get his boy and his dad to participate, plus his uncle, a cousin, and another brother, and a so we better watch out for those boys. Bo, if you're watching, mate, dirty thumbs up, mate. Now, if you can, save the date for April the 18th, 2026, down in Mount Barker, Western Australia. Maybe make a weekend of it and cruise down to Albany and have a look around there. Beautiful side of the country. The Demolition Derby, now the rules are going to be pretty much the same as last year. Any 4-cylinder, front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, in a monotech body, is that what you call it? Like where it's just a normal car, not a chassis rail car or one of those, or SUVs. How cool would an SUV Demolition Derby be? I reckon that'd be mad. All right, now I'll give you a quick walk around of what some of the little things you need to have in place to actually build a derby car. There's a bit to it, but there's not a lot. You'll start off with finding yourself a cheap nugget, or hopefully get something given to you. along the lines of a complete car. Now, what you do is you gut it. Take all the glass out, pull the interior out, go from there. Now you've pulled all the glass out, you've pulled all the interior out, put your driver's seat back in, you've removed your airbags if it's got anything fitted, and you put bar work in. So now you've got bar work that goes from B pillar to B pillar. Now I do this through the door bolt holes. So I put the bolts through the door where the hinge would be, through the plate, gusset it, and then run the bar across. Then you need one that goes from the floor up to the roof. Now don't worry about this little bar here, that's for my GoPro when I'm trying to record. Coming around the car now, you need to secure all the doors, and I just use a bit of old seat belt, or you can get away with using some old tie-down straps, and that's good enough, or chain. Now, what I've done here, I've strapped it plus welded it every roughly 300 mil. So you've got to do a stitch weld, all right, don't look at that one, every 300 mil on the driver's side. So what they want is the front door and back door welded together, just for the side impact and strengthen up the driver's side. Now, it's required that they want you to put mesh on the window, and that's more for if you roll it so your arm doesn't come out and get squashed. That's what that's for. I put the mesh in the front for the just in case. Just picture something coming up and going into your driver's side. Yeah, I just wouldn't want that to happen. Then they require the bonnet to be secure. You can relocate your battery, so from out of the original spot. Let's see if this one opens. So originally mine would have been there. All my wiring harness has fallen down from fault finding. And now I've got my battery just on the floor underneath the passenger footwell. So I've made up a bit of a tray to secure it there. So that's just a quick walk around of a general build of a Demolition Derby car. Now, if any other speedways are watching, I think Calabaron possibly were talking about participating in a Demolition Derby. Bunbury, I can't get hold of you guys. I message you and text you and tried to call the random number, but can't get anyone. I've got to try and call Motorplex again or message those guys. Geraldton, if you guys have one. I think my mate from Piranha Motorsports was saying Meriton, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong there, Russell. Possibly could even think about doing one. But if you are keen on doing a derby, the biggest thing I've found is you've got to have plenty of advertising. Also, having good prize money helps, and advertising that, because it just makes people go, yeah, boy, I want to get involved. Now that normally comes from sponsors, e.g. like I had Ozcon sponsor me, but if you're interested in sponsoring a derby car, just reach out. There's heaps of people that need a hand, and it makes it easier for the guys to get out there and have a bit of fun. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the Mount Barker one at the moment, Andy was talking about trying to do like the naming rights, so it'd be Down the Shed with Byron's Demolition Derby. Oh, how cool would that be? Well, I'm getting a bit carried away now. Anyway, if you're keen on building your own demo derby car and having a crack, I'll put the video down here. And if you feel like watching my last Demolition Derby, should I put my best one up? I had a great time in Adelaide. Got causing most damage, or got most damage in my little pink car that Simon built. I'll put that video over here. Righto, dirty thumbs up, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you.